The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm your host, Hongbin Jeong. Now, in a world of hospitality where every interaction shapes a guest's experience, ensuring that staff are well-trained is paramount. Our next guest is on a mission to redefine how hospitality companies develop their teams with company Atiom. Now, Atiom is an AI-powered gamified platform and isn't just another training tool. It's a novel approach to building high-performing, satisfied, and loyal workforces. Atiom leverages gamification to keep employees engaged using quizzes, challenges, and rewards. But how far can Atiom empower hospitality companies to improve team building, performance, and employee satisfaction? Well, joining me today to share more is Matthew Spriegel, who is the founder and CEO of Atiom. Hi, Matthew. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Hongbin. Pleasure. Really happy to be here today.
All right,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, Matthew, I just want to kickstart our interview by asking you what inspired you to start Atiom, and was there a particular gap in the market you were trying to fill?
Yeah, so actually about 20 years ago, I was graduating in America, university, and I decided to take a one-way ticket to China to learn Mandarin. And I was a bit of a lazy student, but I thought I could teach myself in 5 minutes a day, studying in the morning and the evening. And then a few years later, I ended up getting myself a job that was fully in Mandarin. I thought, if a lazy student like me can learn Chinese, then this framework must have some value. So found myself in a classroom training setting for 8 days in a row, 8 hours a day, listening to a trainer read word for word off of PowerPoint slides in Chinese, and I got completely lost. So I ended up building myself an Atiom-style system so that I could catch up and keep up with my colleagues in the classroom. So that's kind of where this all started about 8 years ago.
All right. Well, Atiom's mission is centered around disrupting traditional training systems. So what do you see as the biggest flaw in the current approach to training, and how does Atiom address that?
So we definitely see some evolution across the market, but a lot of training platforms still assume kind of a one-size-fits-all. And the bulk of training is still done in the classroom. So in general, though, the world is far past this. We really need to create an environment where people have easy access to everyday learning. And we need to make sure that the teams are actually building good habits so that they can put into practice.
Well, can you walk us through a specific example then of how Atiom's platform has transformed the behavior of a frontline team in a measurable way?
Sure, yeah. So I think the best example is one of the leading hospitality groups we work with throughout Asia. They have thousands of service standards, but they're all kind of stuck in Excel spreadsheets. And what we did is we helped mobilize those service standards. So first we can get the knowledge transfer across to the frontline teams. And that's done in things like micro study sessions, using AI tutoring, skills practice, et cetera. And then we have tools also to measure the offline performance with audits and mystery shopping so that we can capture the data and the performance in real time, and then we can reiterate on the training programs that are disseminated to these teams as well.
Okay, very interesting. I mean, Matthew, you mentioned the underserved nature of the frontline workforce. What key challenges do these workers face, and how can organizations then overcome them to improve performance?
Yeah, so I think the main thing on the technical side is that a lot of frontline workers don't actually have email addresses for the company. So if you don't have an email address for the company, then you also can't access key company resources. So one thing is we make it easy. You just need a unique user ID as a team member, and you can log into Atiom and start to learn. And the other thing is, we need to take into account that in 24/7 operations, like a luxury hotel, people don't have the time to necessarily go to the classroom every month and sit and learn about the updated product knowledge or service standards, et cetera. So we're giving them this kind of access, again, on a daily basis.
Okay. So Atiom looks like it's more than just training. It's about creating a shift in behavior, and it leverages human psychology to drive lasting behavior change in frontline workers. How do you ensure that this shift is both sustainable and scalable across different industries?
Yeah, this really goes back to the habit formation. Our whole team is very passionate about habits and this idea of every day we change forever. So what do we do every day that, whether you're learning a new language or going to the gym, it's really about frequency over volume. I don't think they say this in Singapore or in China. They say, hao hao shui xi, tin tin xiang shang. And this is really important for Atiom as well. Yeah, you can't go to the gym for 5 hours one day a month to make up for no training the last month. You really need to do it every day.
That's true.
And training for the frontline workforce on service or driving loyalty the same rules apply. We need to make sure that this element of frequency of activity over volume.
Right. Well, then with the rise of AI and data analytics then, Matthew, how do you integrate these tools into Atiom's, platform to improve employee performance and engagement?
Yeah, so like everybody else, we're investing a lot into AI. So things like smart nudges, giving people the right training at the right time, collecting qualitative, quantitative feedback to ensure that the content that we're providing the teams is also valuable and it's landing in the performance of the workforce. There's predictive insights. So how do we take the data and turn it into action plans, again, that can really make a lasting business impact? Because just collecting more training hours is not really the goal. It's really how do we build correlation studies and impact on the performance side. And then the other one is content personalization. So a system, there's tagging. There's a tagging mode where you can tag specific content to specific teams that's localized. So this is really important as well to make sure that the teams are getting the content in their language at the right time in the right place.
Is there a way that you can measure the effectiveness of Atiom's programs? I mean, is there some key metrics that businesses should focus on when evaluating their frontline workforce performance?
Sure, yeah. So one thing for sure is that we do increase training hours. We decrease employee attrition. So these are assumed metrics that we're going to positively impact. And the thing that we work really closely with our clients on is making sure that we're driving either service, loyalty, upselling, revenue. So some of these key business metrics, we work closely with the client as a partner to make sure that whatever they're doing on the platform is actually driving business results. This is really important for us and the longevity and the client relationships that we maintained over the years.
Well, you emphasize the importance of addressing workforce accidents and high attrition rates here. How does Atiom help reduce these issues then? And can you share any success stories where your platform has made a significant impact?
Yeah, so I think on the safety side is also very interesting for us. So for like food and safety health, employee risk, we help mitigate these things also by helping them put up safety content that's actually quite boring to study off a platform. But and because we have the gamification elements, we're able to digitalize safety checklists, safety Q&A, best practices. Even employees can even share best practices for things like safety on the app in our forum section. So there's a number of different ways that we address the safety issue. Because again, some of these things to do in a classroom training or just with a traditional PowerPoint presentation can be very boring, but in a gamification environment, again, you're making sure there's a knowledge transfer and making sure that equates to people acting safer and smarter at work.
It really sounds like you are making a huge impact in this industry. Matthew, what are some of the most rewarding moments you've experienced as the founder of Atiom, especially when you're seeing the direct impact on frontline workers?
I think the number one thing is just getting the feedback from our clients. I mean, last year, all of our clients have grown. We've not lost any clients, which is really nice as a technology company. So seeing the clients that we have take us global has been really, really rewarding, not just for me, but for our whole team. We put in a tremendous amount of work to start this company in Shanghai, move to Singapore, expand in Asia, and now going global in over 70 countries is really satisfying. And to get that to get the positive feedback from our clients on a daily basis is wonderful.
Amazing. Well, looking ahead, Matthew, what's next for Atiom? Are there any expansion plans in the pipelines? What's next?
For us, we're really focused on service-first industries, had such success in hospitality. So we've just started working with our first airline, and we're looking to work with cruise lines, casinos, and other service-first industries. There's other industries that we're interested in, but we're sticking to service-first for now. And we hope that we can take all of our clients global this year. So, it's a pretty exciting time.
Looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much, Matthew, for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
That was Matthew Spriegel, who is the founder and CEO of Atiom. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.